The Asian squat is supposed to be a miraculous return to your primal roots. It's supposed to fix your hips, your knees, your back, and maybe even your soul. But here is the uncomfortable truth. For some people, the Asian squat doesn't heal their hips. It makes their hip pain worse, and the reason has nothing to do with bone shapes. So today we're gonna look at why the Asian squat can make your hips feel worse and how you can fix the hip pain. If your butt muscles feel stiff and tight, hanging out in a deep squat can be helpful sometimes, but for some people, these muscles are so weak that stretching them more in a deep squat will make them hurt worse. If you find that it's actually pretty easy to get down, but then getting back up feels sketchy, weird, or uncomfortable, or that if you stay down too long, your hips start hurting a lot, then you probably have some problems. And it's not problems with your hip bones or your hip joints, it's problems with muscle balance. You sit in a chair all day, and this increases the risk of deflation and atrophy of your posterior hip muscles. If these muscles are too deflated and atrophied, then hanging out in a deep Asian squat can actually make your hip pain a lot worse. So what you want to do is instead focus on building strength in these weak muscles. You want to build crush resistance and put some blood in your butt. So let's talk about some exercises to build your butt. Everybody knows glute bridges, where you're lying on the floor and lifting your butt up, squeezing those butt cheeks as you come up. You can do these slowly. You can do these with long holds up at the top. You can do these on 1 foot at a time, or you can elevate your upper body on a bench, couch, or yoga ball, and that gives you a big woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. You could elevate your upper body on a bench or a couch at home, and then when you're doing the glute bridge, you have a much bigger range of motion. You start from at least a sitting position, and you're using your glutes to come all the way up and then back down. Same variables apply here. You could do this slow, you could do long holds, you could do it on one leg at a time. All of these are gonna help you develop some more crush resistance and some bigger butt muscles. If you want to use your hamstrings more, you can have your feet a little further out so your knees are a little bit more than 90 degrees, and that's gonna emphasize a little more of the hamstrings. And if you go really beyond 90 degrees into an obtuse angle, it's really gonna fire up some more hamstrings. If you bring your feet back to around 90 degrees or a little bit less, you're gonna feel a lot more at the butt. And if you go even less than 90, it's not gonna be quite as effective for your butt, and it will create a challenge for your knees and ankles, so it's something you could explore in your free time. And don't forget that you can always add weight to these types of exercises to make your muscles work harder. Resistance is gold. And if you ever find a part of the range of motion that's really weak and you're like, oh my gosh, how come right at this angle it just feels so unstable? That is also gold. I personally love and hate finding these weak spots. I hate it because I don't like being weak, but I love it because it means I'm finding low-hanging fruit that I know I can work on and that I know will improve my body's function and feeling. Another great exercise if you have hip pain is the fire hydrant. So you're just on all fours and you're gonna be lifting your leg up as if you're trying to pee on a fire hydrant that's next to you. But you don't have to just limit it to peeing directly next to you. You can also think about peeing back behind you and around at different angles. You can experiment with just going directly back. You can experiment with diagonals. You can experiment with straight to the side, circles forward and back. You can even change the angle of your leg to see what feels easily controlled and what doesn't feel so easily controlled. Find those weak spots, because that is your low-hanging fruit. And remember to take your time. So if you find a spot that's like, ooh, you can just hang out there for a few seconds, 10, 20, 30 seconds, whatever you want, and get those muscles used to firing and burning. And if supporting yourself on your hands and wrists doesn't feel so good, you can modify this. You can just post up next to a couch, a chair, or a yoga ball, so you don't have to balance, you don't have to use a lot of energy to maintain your position, and then you can focus on burning out those butt muscles. Whew. And if you are using support, you can also strengthen your weak inner thigh muscles, which are a hidden cause of hip pain for people in the deep squat. So you can lift your leg up towards the ceiling, hold it, bring it down. You can explore different angles. You can go all the way back here. You can have the legs straight. Just make sure you're going slow and controlled and find positions that feel tough for those inner thigh muscles and eat all that low-hanging fruit. A third option that I've been liking a lot recently is standing in front of something that's reasonably soft and cushy. If you stand next to your mattress, your sofa, or even a chair and just pad your knees with some towels or a pillow, you can do this same exercise. I'm doing it with a yoga ball because it feels good with a yoga ball. So you're just pushing your knees forward. You're gonna feel your glutes fire. You're gonna need to play around with how much you tilt your body as your knees are driving in, and you'll feel these guys maintaining your body's position in space. If my glutes were to fully relax, I would just fold forward like that, but because I'm maintaining my upper body here, these guys are working. You can play around with a lot of different options with this, so long holds, obviously good, feel the burn on both sides, but you could also do this one leg at a time. So I'm driving that knee forward. I'm feeling that butt cheek firing. I can go low. I can stay high. I can have a straighter knee. I can have a really bent knee. I could be in a closed position where I'm closing the angle between this side and this side. So I'm closing that down. I could go into a really open angle like this. I can even hinge a little bit, tilt myself, move, make it dynamic. All of these are great options. You want to just play around and figure out what you need to feel really active in the butt. Now for the Asian squat, you can also go really low and think about getting into more of that deep Asian squat position so that your glutes are getting used to firing through more of the range of motion. All three of these exercises will effectively bring blood back into your butt, rebuild some of that strength, and make your butt a little more crush resistant. When you first start, you don't have to do any magic number of repetitions. I would suggest setting a timer for 30 to 60 seconds for each set. So if you're doing a single leg exercise, that's going to be 30 to 60 seconds per side. If you're doing both legs at the same time, it's 30 to 60 seconds total. None of these exercises are super hardcore, but if you haven't been doing any exercise with your butt muscles in a long time, then doing just this little amount might induce a lot of soreness. So the first day you do them, enjoy, and then take at least one full day off before you do them again, because you might feel some crippling soreness creep in, and I don't want you to cripple yourself with soreness. Once you feel more confident and your body feels ready to do more, absolutely feel free to do more. You can do 3 sets. You can do these exercises every day if you need to. It just depends on your lifestyle and how much you're trying to crush your butt. I know for me personally, if I don't do at least a little bit of something every day to keep my butt muscles alive, they will just try to check out like a stepdad with a drinking problem. And I've noticed that as I've gotten older, my body demands more and more movement to keep my muscles and my joints happy. So don't be surprised if you feel like you do have to exercise kind of frequently. But one way to get better results that last longer is to use resistance, use weight to make sure that the muscles are getting more stimulus so that they're getting even stronger than they would if you were just using your own body weight. And if you're watching this video, you're probably not a 19-year-old fitness influencer, so don't go sliding under a 200-pound barbell today. Start simple, start light, start slow, and reap the rewards gradually and safely. And if you'd like a comprehensive home training program to help you troubleshoot and rebuild your hips at home, go to uprighthealth.com/HH or check out the link down below. And if you have trouble standing up from the Asian squat, I really suggest you check out this video right here. It'll help you get stronger coming out of your Asian squat, guaranteed. I'm Matt Chu from Upright Health, reminding you that pain sucks, life shouldn't.